The mist rolls low across the green hills of County Donegal. A cold March wind whispers through the boglands, carrying with it the faint laughter of children playing. It is 1977, and a family gathering is underway. In the countryside, where neighbors are few and sounds travel for miles, even the smallest voices feel like echoes in the vast open air. But on this day, one small voice would fall silent. 6-year-old Mary Boyle, bright-eyed, playful, and full of curiosity, disappears into the rolling fields near her grandparents' home. In an instant, a child vanishes without a trace, leaving behind only questions, grief, and a mystery that haunts Ireland to this day. How could a little girl vanish so quickly? Who saw her last? And why has the truth remained hidden for nearly half a century? This is not just a case. It is a story of innocence lost, a family divided, and a country haunted. Welcome to Captain Justice True Stories. Today, the chilling mystery of Mary Boyle, Ireland's youngest missing person. March 18, 1977. St. Patrick's Day celebrations had just ended, and the Boyle family gathered at their grandparents' rural home near Cashellard, outside Ballyshannon. The house sat nestled in farmland, surrounded by hills, bog, and thick hedgerows, the kind of place where children played freely, chasing each other across fields. Mary, the youngest of 7 siblings, was visiting with her twin sister Anne. She was dressed in a light purple coat, a woolen hat, and Wellington boots. Her laughter carried across the farm as she played with cousins. But then came a simple moment, a child's moment. Mary followed her uncle across a field, a short walk near the home. Just 100 yards. Not far. She trailed behind, skipping along. When her uncle looked back, she was gone. First, no one panicked. It was the countryside. Maybe she had wandered back toward the house. Maybe she had chased a butterfly or taken a wrong turn at the hedgerow. But when minutes stretched into hours, fear began to settle in. As evening fell, the Boyle family called for Mary again and again. Her name echoed across the boglands. Neighbors rushed to help. Farmers, villagers, and even strangers from Ballyshannon joined in. They combed through fields, streams, and barns. Dogs were brought in. Helicopters scanned from above. The bog was dredged, ditches searched, hedges torn apart. Every inch of that land was turned upside down. Yet nothing. No coat, no boot, no trace. How could a child vanish without a single clue? The Gardaí, Ireland's national police, began an investigation. But with each passing day, hope slipped away. For the Boyle family, grief mixed with confusion. How do you mourn when you don't know what you've lost? How do you keep faith alive when no answers come? In small towns, silence is rare. Rumors spread quickly, whispered over pub counters and church pews. Some said Mary had fallen into a bog hole and vanished. Others claimed she was snatched, taken away in a car. But one rumor grew louder than all. That someone in the community knew more than they admitted. Mary's twin sister, Anne, would later claim that her sister was taken, and that those who knew the truth were being protected. Imagine growing up, side by side with the memory of your missing twin, and believing the answers were hidden in plain sight. If true, then this was not just a mystery of disappearance. It was a story of silence, of secrets, and of power. Image prompt: an old Irish pub interior with shadowy figures whispering, contrasted with a child's empty toy sitting on a wooden table. The Boyle family itself became fractured by the case. Some held onto the belief that Mary had wandered and drowned. Others became convinced she had been abducted, possibly by someone close. Decades later, and Boyle would break the silence. She gave interviews, insisting her sister was murdered, and that authorities knew more than they revealed. Her words sparked both hope and anger. But when a family divides over the truth, healing becomes impossible. Why would anyone want to silence a grieving family? Why would the pleas of a twin sister be met with resistance rather than urgency? The Gardaí searched relentlessly. They drained ponds, questioned neighbors, tracked every rumor. But the case grew cold. Files piled high. Leads went nowhere. Still, whispers remained. Years later, journalists and campaigners would suggest that political influence may have clouded the case. Some alleged that certain suspects were never fully investigated. Others hinted at a cover-up to protect reputations. Could justice have been blocked before it even began? At this point in the story, the case was no longer just about a missing child. It became about power, silence, and the haunting weight of an unsolved truth. Midpoint CTA. If you're still here, subscribe, because stories like this deserve more eyes and more voices. And Boyle has carried her sister's memory for nearly 5 decades. In interviews, her voice trembles but refuses to break. She insists she knows Mary was taken. She says the truth is known but buried. She remembers Mary's laughter, her hand in hers. The bond of twins is unbreakable, even in silence. And Anne has made it her life's mission to speak the words her sister never could. But in doing so, she's faced resistance. Family rifts widened. Officials pushed back. Yet Anne's voice endures. Could it be that the truth lies not in the land or in the files, but in the courage of one sister who refuses to forget? Decades have passed, yet Mary Boyle's case remains unsolved. In Ballyshannon, locals still whisper about the little girl who vanished. Her name lingers like a ghost across the hills. Each year, reminders resurface. Campaigns call for justice. Documentaries reignite the story. But the answers never come. Imagine walking those fields today, the same hedges, the same bogs. Somewhere in that quiet countryside, the truth waits. Silent, patient, unforgiving. But will it ever be spoken aloud? Mary Boyle is still missing. She would be in her 50s today. Instead, she is forever 6 years old in the nation's memory, the youngest missing person in Ireland's history. This case is not just about what happened on that March day in 1977. It is about what has not happened since. Justice, closure, truth. What does it mean when a society allows silence to bury a child's story? How do we honor the missing when their voices are stolen, not only by disappearance but by secrecy? Perhaps the answer lies not in the boglands of Donegal, but in the courage to keep asking the question, what happened to Mary Boyle?